when we're talking about NFTs, when it came more viral, people were associating that with digital art, which, okay, that's a good way of owning an NFT. However, if you just look at the term itself, it could be a digital certificate of something. So when it brings you to the real estate world, how can we start applying NFTs to real estate?
What's up, LabCoatAgents? I'm Vanessa Noble, realtor in Anchorage, Alaska, and a 10X Empire agent with EXP. I'm also your moderator, contributor, and co-host here on LabCoatAgents, as well as director of real estate and active duty passive income. And I am so excited today because I have some very special guests who are not only just amazing in their own right, in their space and what they do, who are really bringing some disruptive technology into the real estate space and in other areas of business that I think that you'll find incredibly valuable. But they are very, very dear friends of mine, almost every single one of them. So I'm excited to host them on this webinar, introduce them to each other. The really interesting thing, and I'm really excited, especially because I've met almost all of you guys through the Grant Cardone events. Hofit, we met on Clubhouse, but we first met in person at the 10X event in March, and that's where I met Alejandro, Alvaro as well, and Alejandro at the July one. So, and Catalina when she joins us. So it's super awesome. But I really am excited because as I've been in the Cardone's space, I've had the opportunity to go into Miami, and I can't escape being in Miami without hearing in some degree, way, shape, or form about crypto, about NFTs, about metaverse technologies. And so Hofit, I was just recently at a conference with her in Miami, and her and Alvaro were discussing the various platforms and technologies that they are bringing to the world and also to the real estate space. So I'm really excited. And the biggest thing for all of us realtors that have a hard time dissecting exactly what we're looking at, what we're dealing with. I know there's a lot of angst around what it actually is. There's a lot of talk, and we also have Propy that was there as well. That is a platform for crypto technology in the real estate space. So we're going to get to hear a spectrum of things from metaverse projects to the way that realtors are using crypto in their and NFTs in their actual business. So I'm really excited. And Hofit, thank you so much, Miss Forbes Influencer of the Year last year, and so many. I mean, the laundry list of things that you have accomplished in your life is just so amazing, and you are one of the most humble, gracious people I've ever had the privilege of meeting. So thank you so much for being here, and I want you to go ahead and have you start us off with exactly, some of the concepts that to make it easy for people to understand, as well as what you're seeing, what you're doing, how we're transitioning into the metaverse experience. And, because metaverse isn't new, but what do you see right now on the forefront? And then we'll go to Alvaro on how he's bridging that gap with real estate and the metaverse technology.
Thank you for that very sweet intro. And it's lovely to be sharing the virtual stage with you guys all around the world. I mean, I'm here in Dubai, and actually just today, all day long, I was sitting here with government officials and members of the royal family discussing real estate and metaverse projects. And to simplify things, if you look at metaverse, really, it's a community that's a digital community that's connected through ideally, open source, decentralized, what I like to say is a website, basically, where you can go and build and present your products. Now, imagine if you open social media, right? You have an Instagram, or here we are on this webinar through Zoom. The metaverse is going to give us a 3D experience of what we're doing now. We will be able to be in our avatars, in the metaverse, sitting next to each other in 3D, being able to converse in the virtual space where we are right now. We're in a virtual space, but we're one dimensional. The metaverse is going to expand that experience to a 3-dimensional experience where you can socialize, network, and do business on this space. Now, what's the most important thing to have if you're going to be socializing in a digital space? It's real estate, right? Because if you don't own real estate in the metaverse, all you can do is go into the metaverse and transact. You can do business and you can meet people, but you don't own anything. You can't sell anything. You can't display your NFTs or trade on the coins that you might have launched or have your own place of business. So the first thing and the earliest thing that people are doing is investing in land in various metaverses or developing their own metaverses. And so when it comes to real estate, right, before anything, you have to build it for the people, right? You look at in New York 100 years ago, what was it? You look at Dubai, where I am now. 50 years ago, they were riding around on camels, eating dates and drinking milk, and now you look at the tallest buildings in the world, the most incredible city in the middle of the desert, millions of people, trillions of dollars being exchanged. And what brought everybody here is the incredible real estate that they built and the community that real estate attracted. So what I'm working on is not just metaverse, because that's a big buzzword and nobody really understands where the pendulum will fall in how the metaverse will really transact in our everyday life. Right now, it's speculation, FOMO, buy, speculation, FOMO, but the technology is not caught up fully with people's vision. That said, it will. And so if you want to be an early mover, you got to position yourself in as a player in the space. So we're launching a fund, we're building communities, not just buying land and squatting on it, because you could buy land, but you don't know who your neighbors are. And if you don't know who your neighbors are, you don't know if that land will ever be, is it going to be Manhattan or is it going to be Harlem? You don't know. So we're doing our research to find out what will be the Manhattan or the Hamptons of the metaverse, where will be the, Times Square or the next city center and the next resort center and the next place of business and the next place of socializing, and to invest our time and to build and develop various attractions in those spaces. So I'm building an island on one of the main metaverses. And in that island, I have a lot of very attractive collaborations with major brands. And the focus of my project is to not just sit on land, but to develop the land and create community. Because when you have community, then you're going to have opportunity to network and do business and socialize. And if you can network, socialize, and do business, you're going to keep coming back to that place. And then the opportunities really are endless. And so I think this is the future, but you got to do due diligence to know where and how to place yourself, or how to guide your clients where to place themselves.
Right. And Hofit, it's kind of interesting because we're talking about this conceptual virtual reality space, right? And because I'm an EXP agent, I have already experienced a metaverse type platform, right? So Verbella, obviously being an EXP agent, we've had avatars, we have our intra metaverse type of technology. And so what you're saying is that on these different softwares and technologies where they create a virtual world, the real estate owned would be like position, like the way we buy an advertising position on a 2-dimensional space.
Yeah, you bought an ad on the radio, you bought an ad on the TV, you bought an ad in the magazine, right?
That's the real estate.
You're placing yourself so that people can experience or get acquainted with your brand. In the metaverse, you look at Instagram, how much money, I'm an influencer. People buy branding and on my Instagram all the time, right? So they're using my stage and my audience to communicate their message or promote their brand. In the metaverse, it's just going to be a 3-dimensional experience that's going to give you a much bigger exposure, because it's not just people that follow you. It's not just people that signed up to this particular webinar. It's not people that happen to be tuned in to that particular Instagram live at that hour. it's going to be a community. It's like going for a walk in the park. You don't know who you might bump into. You go to Cipriani's for dinner and you walk by and you might recognize a whole bunch of friends. You walk into a party and you see people you haven't seen for a long time. It's this free space that people walk in and you have opportunity to network, to, promote your brand and to buy real estate, because the more people transact on that land, the more valuable that land becomes. Simple, same laws as we have on this dimension, but on a digital dimension, which is where we're going, because here we are all speaking digitally to each other. None of us are next to each other. And we go on social media and we interact. We go on Twitter and we interact. We go on, Telegram, Discord, TikTok, YouTube, and we interact. It's just the next evolution of the digital world we're all in. How many times a day do you touch your phone? The first thing you do when you open your eyes, I bet if I asked 90+% would say reach for their phone and look at their messages, look at their Instagram, read the news, check their Bitcoin, whatever, right? We're already addicted to this smartphones, and we transact. We used to go to the grocery store. Now you can order your food online. We used to have to call a taxi or book a car. Now we order an Uber. Like, we're already digital experience of the life. So this is just the next step in the digital revolution.
And I love how you simplify it for people to conceptually understand, because for a lot of people, I know people that had anxiety over what exactly this is, and
I can explain what the internet, the www.http /. No, in the end of the day, it's a network, a digital network, websites that will all be linked to each other. And those websites have active community that are interacting in a much more digital way, which is the natural evolution of the technology of the world we're dealing with. Ask Alvaro, I think he's going next, because I gotta have to jump in a second. But Alvaro's clients, he's doing so many incredible deals in real estate, and he's done some spectacular house transactions recently, and all his clients are like, ooh, what if we turn our house into an NFT? What if we, when we resell this house, could we do our deed as an NFT? And so it's already happening.
Yeah.
Alvaro,
And so from your perspective, do you believe that people that are, as the metaverse softwares are being built, is what we're seeing going to progress through? Obviously VR goggles, our experience is going to be like, how is the person going to experience that and be immersed in that space?
Yeah. I think they're going to have to troubleshoot some of the obvious things. So you have these goggles and they're clunky and they're unrealistic and they blind you from the world you're in. So if, for this to have mass adoption, they're going to have this understanding of how to have this technology in a way that people don't accidentally walk off their balconies or, kill someone on the road. People are walking into the sets and you see all these like epic, funny videos of like people being in the metaverse and like,
I was taking video tours in Tulum.
Right? You're off from this world into this world. And so I think there's going to have to be some kind of adjustment. It's like driving or flying. Like, you're gonna have to kind of be focused there. You can't drive and walk at the same time. You can't be in the metaverse and drive your car at the same time. There's gonna be some kind of understanding of how to use this technology, when to use it, and a simplified way than this mega helmet now that's like completely cuts you off from the reality you're in. We have some steps to cross, but that will happen. That will come as geniuses working round the clock on simplifying this technology and also making it more user-friendly and more real life. Like, if you go into Decentraland now, it's very clunky. It's very like, it feels like a game. It is a game. A lot of these metaverses are kind of, in a sense, games right now.
Everything we told our kids not to spend their time doing. Now it's like, now we're all going to do it.
You're getting play games right now. All play to earn is so massive. And so there's going to be like an adjustment period of people understanding how this fits into your life, in the practicality use and how much value it adds. But I think we're going to get over that. And I think it's going to be a big part of the next generation's life, hence all of our lives. And so we have to pay attention to it. I have to go in a few minutes. I'll let somebody else carry on, but hopefully I didn't completely make a mess of it.
Really quick last question that I have for you, Hofit. So of all the projects that you are working on, because you're on 8 boards, is it still 8 or is there more now? 12 boards, I thought so. So 12 boards with different metaverse platforms. How do you see these thought leaders? Where do you see them going with it? What you're doing right now? I know a lot of it is pretty, secret because I'm sure
this year you'll see a lot of projects popping up. You're going to see this area getting popular. I know a lot of beta metaverses right now that are being built, and they're putting hundreds of millions of dollars and some very big people behind it. And so it's definitely coming. How quickly is I can't tell you that, but I think that
technology evolves.
Yeah, I think you definitely should have some kind of positioning. We're building a fund to help connect people into the right metaverses. Where my team ran a diagnostic of 180 metaverses here. We have access to the owners of some of the biggest ones: Sand, Mana, Somnium Spaces, Poca City, Exxon Infinity, etc. So we're trying to create value projects that have true community and true utility inside the metaverse, outside in the real world. And I think if you focus on projects like that, then you'll do very well.
Yes, I love you. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you for giving us your time today.
It's 30 at night here, and I've got like 10 people waiting for me downstairs. So I'm heading off to dinner, but I'm gonna let other people speak. I'll try to stick around for as long as I can.
Yes, yes.
Thanks. Bye.
So, and thank you so much, Hofit. And I'm so excited because our next panelist it really creates an awesome bridge over into our world in real estate. And Alvaro is a realtor, a luxury realtor in Florida, in the Miami area. And he and Hofit are a couple, which has just been so amazing. I was at the beginning of the blossoming of your relationship. That was so cool. But just to see you guys grow and create something and really play on each other's just industries and talents, and it's been just amazing to watch you guys grow together, as well as in a couple and also professionally. So like, Alvaro, talk to me a little bit about how you have really taken everything that you've learned, all the access and stuff that you have acquired, and brought that into the real estate space. I know we talked about doing, I don't know if it's we're able to talk about that, but the Metaverse agency project that you're working on, I'll let you share with us a little bit about what your perspective is as a realtor, how you're bringing the two worlds together, and where you see that going.
Yes, absolutely, Vanessa. Thank you for having us here today. And what Hofit said is very exciting, because we're definitely facing huge trends when it comes to anything related to crypto, NFTs, and the metaverse. And I think this is just the beginning, but obviously there is a lot of FOMO, especially coming from super high net worth individuals that see so much money moving across, so they want to play in this space. So before jumping into the metaverse, I would like to back up a little bit and talk about crypto as a whole, because the whole thing about creating this bridge is by first understanding what really crypto is and how it can be utilized to start buying tangible assets. Initially, when crypto came into fruition, it was used to buy certain things that people were not really understanding, but now it's becoming a more, used currency that people now tend to use for not just transactions such as NFTs, but also they're doing it with houses. So in order for us to become the realtors that can bring that bridge between the virtual reality, cryptos, and the actual real estate, we need to start understanding how to work with property owners to start accepting crypto as a way of payment. And now it's pretty simple. People seem a bit confused still with the topic. That's why I wanted to take like a second to talk about that, because a lot of people say, well, yeah, but my seller won't accept crypto. Well, look, it's two things. You need to educate first. Educate first the seller on why will that be a good transaction and a good movement, whether that's doing a wallet-to-wallet transaction where the owner can be receiving everything with the cryptocurrency, or to just transact. It's an e-wallet. You can do the escrow as an e-wallet where the amount is put in there and then it can be converted. We have companies such as FTX and some others that are doing that. So backing up a little bit and understanding that it exists already, that easy bridge to start bringing cryptocurrency into the purchase of tangible assets such as real estate properties. Those are, the first steps to get into it. Now, if we jump a bit farther into NFTs as, non-fungible tokens, a lot of people still associate that with art.
I love how you just defined that for us, because no one knows what NFT stands for. So I'm going to stop you there.
Yeah.
And I love as we kind of unpack these concepts that we kind of give that basis of knowledge. That's why I'm so grateful to start with Hofit to kind of present that metaverse perspective, and then also us bringing it down to the tactical level. So non-fundable tokens.
Non-fungible tokens, yeah. So it's just a digital certificate. It's just this unique piece that you own out of something. So in this case, when we're talking about NFTs, when it came more viral, people were associating that with digital art, which, okay, that's a good way of owning an NFT. However, if you just look at the term itself, it could be a digital certificate of something. So when it brings you to the real estate world, how can we start applying NFTs to real estate? Well, there's two ways. You can either create an NFT out of the property itself, which it will require a bit more of a development and money for it, or the simple things such as, the deed of the house. So that will just accelerate the process because you can just basically create these smart contracts, which will make transactions that usually might take months for certain transactions in real estate to just seconds. So those are things that we're starting to do. And more recently, and what Hofit was saying is, I just had a few days ago a closing for $22 million. And this property is something that, it's a good sale. And the guy that bought the property, we were discussing on how interesting would it be to build an NFT for that house, also the deed, in order to, in the future, when they are looking into buying land in the metaverse, which is the next thing we'll be discussing, they can have their own house in there and place NFTs of other pieces of art and create like a gallery, events where people socialize and create this unique house that it's linked to the actual tangible asset. So it will create additional value to the property. So it's our responsibility as realtors or brokers to just start getting ourselves more into this field, understanding it better so that we can present the opportunity to either our sellers or our buyers, because I think that the opportunities are countless. And I think that this is just the beginning. So the sooner that we get into it, the better. And I'll make sure that Natalia goes and touches all these points because she has done a very good job with Propy by putting this course certificate to help people get more into the familiarity of the words and what it really is and how to apply it. But I'll say one thing, and this is all about, the crypto and NFTs and the metaverse. There's so many things out there. I mean, you can do so many things. So I don't think that just by being in a real estate panel like we were a few weeks ago or
Right.
here or with Grant Cardone, it's gonna make it. You need to start getting yourself out of that comfort zone and immerse yourself into the crypto world. So attend crypto conference, attend NFT conference, and those are the places where you're gonna be mingling with the different people that are in that space. So why do you think Hofit was able to, understand so much on the topic? Because initially she was bringing a strong platform of herself on social media, and her brand was starting to get associated with these new projects that were emerging in the metaverse. So she started to be on the board of all these projects. So she understood, and it's about being in the bus, understand what's happening and be an active learner. For me, I believe that it's all about learning. We're all new, nobody's an expert. So the more that we can put ourselves out there to learn while playing in it, the better.
Yeah, I thank you. I want to applaud you because that's absolutely true. I think I told somebody the other day, we're either going to have to learn it and lead it, or we're going to sit in our fear and we're going to fall behind. So you have two choices,
Correct.
And so that's one of the things, that you guys have totally inspired me to just jump in and see the bridge and the bridge for that. And I love how you, because the reality is, I was talking to somebody yesterday about this, and I would love to hear perspective on this really quick. So we talk about, like, especially in foreign countries, where this is really where there's a huge, or let's say, when I say foreign countries, I'm from the US, right? So that's not foreign to the people that are in other countries. But what I mean is, US being one of the leading markets for the stability of our real estate, right? And all the factors that come into the economy and our military stability that have created the value of our real estate, right? Like the GDP, all of the facets economically that create the value of our economy in the US. So when we look at other countries, for example, I'm sitting in Playa del Carmen, I'm in the Riviera Maya, and in Mexico, like I was even telling somebody yesterday that, 10 years ago, the economy and the politics was probably a little too volatile to recommend somebody to invest in. And now at this point, it's much more established, right? So each country is going through its own evolution to establish how this NFT digital world, or this digital world will connect to its real estate and the value of real estate, right? But now we're seeing so much opportunity where people from all different countries, when they're operating with cryptocurrency, they don't see boundaries, they don't see borders. They operate in a world that just jumps on a plane and goes anywhere, right? And so when we look at for example, the legal paperwork of a deed, for example, here in Mexico, where a lot of times the land rights that were fought over for a lot of this region, because people have died, there's no records, they don't have title companies the way that we did, right? So now we look at the opportunity to bring this blockchain piece that we can actually give a certificate for the deed that doesn't go anywhere on the blockchain. And so where do you see, is there vulnerability with the blockchain? We had one incident where Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp went down in one day and the world was going to crash and fall apart, right? No one could communicate. So how do you feel about us relying even securely on this digital blockchain world when we're putting, this type of legal assets on the blockchain? How do you feel the feasibility of that, like, falling apart at some point or being disrupted?
Well, I mean, initially it was built for that. So there's no difference that somebody goes to a bank and robs it and then your money, it's all screwed. So I think that right now, when people think about digital, we're already acting digital. When you transact with credit cards, this is digital. Like, there's no paper really. So when you are, sending documents, or it's all digital. So I don't think there is a difference. It's just the concept that people have when it comes to the digital world. We're already on it. Now, one thing that I will suggest is that, because that was initially your question, and I wanted to just touch base quickly on it, for yourself to position as a realtor or somebody of value in this metaverse, you need to start understanding which metaverses are out there. So the more knowledge that you have, okay, Decentraland, Sandbox, Upland, like, why is this metaverse better than the other? Because when we look at a position of investment, if you look at the return investment that you can get out of investing in a specific piece of land or building a specific kind of property, so that you can have a warehouse where you can have events, and then place brands so that they can pay you for the space. There is a lot of things that you can do. Now, why would you become someone of value? Because I can guarantee you that 9 out of 10, if not more, when they think of metaverse, they don't know where to start. They don't know they don't even know. And then once they start looking into the numbers, like, oh, I want to play, but how? How do I get into it? So you, as someone that has additional knowledge on the metaverses, what to invest, the numbers, you can represent that person. No difference that you're already doing in the real world. And this is going to take us even farther. Hofit was talking about this island that is getting built. Now, I position myself as the broker for that island. So any person that wants to buy a piece of land or that wants to transact, they need to go through me. So it's no different than having exclusivity on properties here in the US. So you want to become someone that can guide and add value to the person that wants to invest in the metaverse.
Good advice, which is what we should be doing in real estate, not just
correct.
Absolutely. 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 I love that. Thank you so much, Alvaro. You're awesome.
No, thank you. Thank you, Vanessa.
Yes, yes. And I'm really excited that the other three that I really want to touch and really quick, Natalia, before we go on to the three realtors, why don't I talk about Propy and how you have created that bridge in your platform for the NFT or for the digital transactions, the certificate, and how agents can really learn from the platform.
Absolutely. First of all, Happy New Year, all lab code agents. And I think it's a great way to start the year with this webinar because this year, 2022, will be all about crypto and real estate and metaverse. I strongly believe in this, this upcoming trend. And very happy to see you guys here. Many of you we've met, Piper, Alvaro. Good to see you guys. Happy New Year. So
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Good to see you. A little bit about what we've done so far. So since 2017, yeah, we started to experiment on blockchain applications in real estate. And we've done tons of proof of concepts before we figured out really what we want to focus on. And they were the first ever smart contracts in real estate, the crypto payments in real estate, crypto to crypto wallet payment for traditional deals, recording deals on blockchain within counties. So there were so many different aspects. And what we've done also, we've launched the first ever real estate coin called Propy token. And recently we've launched this play to earn platform where you can do real transactions, traditional transactions, and earn tokens just because you do those transactions in a transparent way. You invite the buyer and the seller to the platform, you promote your listing online, you do offers transparently, sharing it with your consumer, with your client. For all those items, we reward the agent with cryptocurrency. And we've created a crypto alliance to distribute these cryptocurrencies, and Piper maybe will have time to touch on that. She's a part of this decentralized crypto alliance. But probably the highlight of the last year work in our company was the first ever NFT in real estate, which represents a deed or home ownership of a real property via an NFT. And what it means is that there was a bidding process and 40 people were trying to win this NFT. In the end, one millennial who has never bought a property because it's a very hectic process, he won this NFT, he got this in his wallet, and he became the owner of a property within minutes. And now we're preparing a number of other NFTs here in the United States. And those customers, those agents that know Propy, very often they come to us and we help them to understand how to talk to their sellers, how to convince their sellers to accept crypto or to do an NFT deal. So that's very, very briefly on what we're doing in the blockchain and crypto space, specifically in real estate. And I think agents will absolutely be awarded if they will get to the space right now, because most likely their profession will evolve and expand into becoming a meta agent, crypto agent, servicing clients not only in the real world, like within Propy, but also in metaverses. And the metaverse and the crypto space is so open. For example, in a group of crypto certified agents within our community decided to launch a DAO to build a metaverse on Propy protocol, which means that agents will be able to participate in metaverse, but in a way that is more understandable for agents, because I made a couple of posts on groups on Facebook, probably on LabCoatAgent group, asking agents, would you invest in metaverse and virtual properties? And many of them were not ready at all, very skeptical. We're saying like, why would I ever do that if the poverty problems are not solved in the world yet? So I think the agent community can be a power force behind this idea, but also they need more tangible and pragmatic view of this whole gamification process.
Yeah, it's almost like creating the education process to get people to take the mental leap first, because if we can visualize it, we can become it. But if we can't seem to get there, there's just such a huge gap. It's like it's the same thing as learning another language, you know.
Absolutely,
you have to really learned how to just how to apply it, how we use it today, and then where this technology is taking us, and really the advantages of it. And it's just so incredible that you guys have really taken the lead on this platform, as you're, you know, creating it and providing that resource for us as realtors. It's really incredible. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Vanessa. And great point on Verbella, because this is how you can actually experience the future of Metaverse. It's basically a Metaverse. It's not yet crypto enabled, but that's the experience you would have in terms of networking, meeting at events, and so on.
Yeah, you know, it's really interesting as an EXP agent when you jump into Verbella and you are interacting with agents that are walking in the community. And I'll never forget, you know, when I came over from my previous brokerage, I was just like, really, am I really going to get on a video game? This seems so what, you know, especially I was a mom of teenagers telling my kids, like, don't get on video games. Right? So I was like,
you're there.
But, you know, and we thought it was great for the sake of, well, you know, millennials will adopt this concept, but no, now we're required to really adopt this concept. And like I said, we have to learn it and lead it, or we'll fall behind. So I'm really excited for platforms like yours that are really leading that space. So and you know, to present them to the LCA community, to help us, the realtors that are doing it, bridge the gap and helping people understand, so that way we can really get more adoption into this space as we educate other people and help bring people into it. So absolutely. And I know right now when I'm looking at the three of them, Piper, just for the sake of time, let's talk about really, since you've had the most experience with Propy, how that has changed your business, how you have used it in your business, so that agents really understand. And then we'll go to Catalina and Alex.
Yeah, so sorry about that. They're like doing some jackhammering like right outside my window. So hopefully you can hear me okay.
I'm so excited to meet you, by the way.
Yes, you too.
Yes. So happy. By the way, guys, I found her with hashtags on Instagram. Just
that's
FYI.
hilarious.
Yes. So I was like, listen, hashtags work right now. So find them. I had to like dig, right? Like, how can I find the people that So
oh, that's awesome. Okay, then I'll keep using that. I mean, like I'm Gen X, you know, it's like I use them, I don't use them. I'm like, okay, you know. Anyway, so no, I mean, Propy has their hand in just about everything. It seems like, I mean, they're really the leaders. I mean, they've been around for, you know, they're kind of OG in the space, you know, like I am. But you know, I mean, I've used their platform. I'm talking in third person, like Natalia's not even here. Sorry. But I've used their transaction and offers management platform. And for me, you know, keeping, you know, when you've got several deals going on at once, you know, keeping their platform is in such a way that, you know, you've got your checklists and you've got permissions and you've got this. I need to see checklists in front of me and I need to know like who's doing what, you know, at all times. And or else it just all gets lost. So for that, on the organization standpoint, it's amazing. And then we've also done, you know, conveyance on the blockchain with, you know, a QR code on the deed, and my title company was involved in that. So that was really cool. So it was all just like this neat little package. And, you know, the fact that it's all on chain, you know, it's for the most part, you know, that is interesting to geeks like me who love blockchain, but it may not be like that important to, you know, like your average realtor. But the fact that it is on the blockchain means that it's immutable. You can't lose it. It's there. It's, you know, it's in its immediate access, rather than, having to, call your title person and then waiting a few hours. Like, what if you need it like right away? So, I mean, there's so many different advantages to that aspect alone. So that's mainly what I've used. And I actually did, so Natalia mentioned that I was on the Alliance. I actually did put a link to the Propy, the pro token distribution in the chat here. I don't know if somebody wants to take that and share it in the Facebook.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, it's all for realtors, just licensed real estate agents only. And you fill out the form, you sign up on Propy, and you get these pro tokens that are distributed into your account. And there's a bit of a lockup period, but I mean, this pro token is only going to shoot up in value over time. So, I mean, it's like almost like having a savings account, online. So it's really cool. So I highly suggest
just
signing
like with
up.
any software, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I first came into this industry almost 10 years ago now, and I remember thinking like, this is a multi-billion dollar industry and no one can build a good CRM. What is wrong with this place? Like, no one has literally no one has a listing management software besides one. I mean, LCA, we are a technology company. We demonstrate, real estate technology. And I'm like, with all the commissions that go out and no one has cultivated the best CRM, the best, like they're all still so sick. I mean, I had more passwords in my real estate job than I did in the military. And I'm going, what the heck? Like, this is not okay,
Yeah.
So, but the reason why I say that is because as Propy has been the longest standing technology platform in this space, it's also going to have the most amount of experience responding to the consumer needs as we evolve in this space. So the value of this token, I'm sure, is going to grow, because every single leading platform that we see in all CRMs, in all data management, whatever that we're looking at, all really take time to evolve. And so I'm, for those agents that want to get involved and plugged into what Propy is building, like I said earlier, you need to learn it and lead it, or you can sit in your fear and fall behind. It's what it is. So
can I add just one more sentence?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Piper and Vanessa, so much. And I think, yes, we badly need a platform that is open source, that is open, agnostic, not owned by any corporation, not owned by any brokerage. And that's what we thrive. And in order to become better, we need more agents to give us feedback, to try, transact, and give us the feedback.
I love giving feedback, so I'd be happy
to. Yeah. But the most important thing here is that we're giving those tokens away so that the agents own this platform. We're not building it for my personal, as a founder, benefit. We're building it to evolve in the platform that is owned by agents. And that's why this alliance exists, to give away tokens.
That's beautiful. No, and that's really, really awesome, and obviously one of the reasons that even the platform in our brokerage is so powerful. So for you to position Propy in that way, for the ownership to be rested in, that is just awesome. That's great. I really appreciate that. For those, for the people that are joining now, we have more people coming into the room. Just want to let you guys know there was a bit of a admin hiccup. We have been on our chat for almost 52 minutes now. So if you're just joining as a webinar guest, you will want to catch the beginning on the replay. We had Hofit Golan on here talking about all the different projects in the metaverse. We had Alvaro talk about his bridge from just the digital real estate, really breaking down crypto and how it's utilized there. We just had Propy just talk about their platform, and Piper, how she uses it in her business. So if you're joining us now, and I know we're going to have quite a few people join us here in the next little bit, I'll probably do a little bit of a reset for us. You guys will definitely want to watch the replay. You can also watch this on LabCoatAgents. So LabCoatAgents, if you are in this webinar without being part of the LabCoatAgents platform, we have 150,000 realtors on LabCoatAgents group, and it's our platform where we launch all of real estate technology. So if you guys are not in that group, you definitely want to add, you're a real estate professional, you definitely will want to add to that group. You'll see it posted live there. It'll also be on YouTube, and we'll be sending out the replay for you guys, so you guys have all of the conversation. It's just been such a wealth of knowledge in ways that you can really, really digest and understand what we're doing in real estate and in the digital world. So very, very excited about that. I just saw quite a few people jump in. So I don't know what's happening here. Oh, let me see what's next. I want to, oh, really quick, while I have Alvaro and you guys joining, I want to ask, when it comes to the value of crypto, when we're looking at exchanging crypto. Now, people that own crypto might be reluctant to trade an asset against crypto because the crypto price is so volatile, right? Going up and down, up and down. And I always tell everybody, the value of anything goes up and down, right? Up and down based on supply, demand, and adoption, right? So when we look at when people are going to translate, because that's going to be the first step that people do, is exchanging crypto into real estate. So when we look at making this transition, and I know you talked about FTX, Alvaro, who actually will convert the crypto into dollars or however the transaction is being made at that point. Who is actually establishing the average value of this cryptocurrency, or is it actually made in the trade value for that day? What do you guys think about that?
Hey, Vanessa, what's happening? Yes, it's actually based on the value. So whatever it is on the moment, that's what it will be taken in consideration. And obviously, if we're doing conversions where we're taking crypto into USD dollar, then that's going to be a conversion fee. So companies like FTX, they will charge a certain percentage to transform that or convert that into dollars from the e-wallet itself. But I think that right now, the question will be, how do we as agents start presenting the opportunity to sellers in a different way, rather than saying, oh, no worries, you're going to get your dollars. How do we make sure that they start receiving it in crypto? Because that's, as Natalia said, much easier. You know, the wallet-to-wallet transactions takes immediately.
Well, and that's one of the questions here that we have in our audience, and I'm excited because for those of you that have been listening, the next two speakers, both Alex and Catalina, are actually using different opportunities in the crypto space to create more commissions for agents. So I'm really excited for you guys to kind of hear that next segment of our conversation. So this is actually our lineup has flowed very, very seamlessly here. But one of our questions here is, she's in the title industry, and she's saying, and a real estate broker. So how do we feel that this will change the closing process? So one of the obvious things, Alvaro, and you can speak to this as well as Propy, where obviously the wallet-to-wallet exchange is instant. People can own a home instantly versus the entire extensive closing process. But how will that affect title insurance? How will that be after the title process is done, at least in the US? You know, how is that being operated? Is Propy also done in other countries, or is that just in the US? Can you guys maybe close some gaps in that space?
Yeah, we did transactions in other states all over the world, but we're really focusing on the US. And I think the question of Nelda is really about what's the future of closing in terms of blockchain closing, not only crypto payment, because crypto payment is here to stay. It's been valid in the United States since 2013. Especially in Florida, there have been many deals in crypto payments done. Piper has a number of transactions. Alvaro just mentioned too. But the real innovation is coming into place with smart contracts playing a role in title and escrow process. So smart contract is a self-executing code. It's not a purchase agreement, it's a code. And you can imagine in the future that when you have the payment, whether it's crypto or dollar payments, and then the signatures of purchase agreement, inspections, all contingencies removed automatically, being an oracle for the smart contract, then the settlement will be happening via smart contracts automatically. So the ownership will be transferred via blockchain automatically when all those conditions that I just mentioned will be executed. And right now, almost the entire transaction is being digitized. It's just a lot of different pieces, a lot of different databases that are following all those conditions. So Nelda, just stay in touch, follow what we do in Propy in terms of settlement protocol building, and other companies also working on smart contracts in real estate. But for sure, if you follow it and try and test how recording on blockchain works for closing, you'll be ahead of the game. And those escrow and title companies that are experimenting with blockchain now won't be disrupted, but rather will be part of the innovation. Even in terms of title insurance, probably they will be crypto-enabled funds that will collect crypto investment or crypto staking and will ensure the security of future transactions. And this NFT auctions that we're doing on smart contracts, that's basically a settlement. People are sending Ether into a smart contract, and then the winner gets the NFT as a settlement in their wallet automatically. So that's how the future of escrow and title will work.
Wow. That, and you know, some of this I'm like thinking, and I am juggling a couple of things right now, but I'm like, I'm going to have to listen to that entire segment like twice over. but because when you just things that are common to you that are not common to the realtor, for example, you just said that the deed that they'll bid on the NFT, and it's like, who's going to bid on what? You know,
Yeah.
So those are concepts that are common to you at this point, because you've been in this space now, you know, so we're definitely going to have more conversations where we break down some of this, you know, so that it's digestible, because there's all those little, I told you, it's like learning a foreign language. I think I've spent so much time with Alejandro's team in Mexico that sometimes I thought I knew Spanish until I like listened to all of them talk, and I'm like, I have no idea what you guys are saying. So, you know, I definitely am excited to break down some more pieces of that so that realtors can really understand it very, very well. And yes, Natasha, we have a lot of questions that are coming into me on our LCA chat. So this, by the way, you guys, this is going to be the first of a at least monthly series that I'm going to do. If you guys remember, I did an entire investment series last year on LCA. So I'm going to be bringing the crypto conversation to you guys. So for each and every panelist that's here, the more that they have to showcase, the more that they have to demonstrate to the community, all of these realtors, as well as Propy, for example, we will be breaking this down on a more minute level instead of this larger overview, so that you guys can really learn how to apply this into your business, and we can really start to lead this conversation. Also, you guys are welcome to reach out to me. I can connect you with all of the resources that I have had the opportunity to plug into. You guys know me as Vanessa Noble. And so feel free to DM me, message me, either find me on Instagram or also Facebook, and I'll do my best to keep up with my messages. Okay, guys. So, absolutely. Thanks, Natasha, for that. So really quick, because gosh, there's so many questions that I have to like keep my mind straight. Catalina, are you available, love, for video yet? I have Alejandro here. So I want to talk really quick, because I know Alejandro also has a Metaverse, plus the way he's transitioning his trading team, as well as the NFT projects. So I will start with Alex. All right, Alex, do you have a better light? Can I see you? I need more light.
Time out. I'll figure it out. Give me 2 minutes.
Okay. So Catalina, where are you, love?
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Are you able to come on the screen, or you want to just go with your picture?
I am trying. Let me know if you guys are gonna be able to see me. I was driving, so I just parked to be able to talk to you guys.
Okay, good, good. Okay, so since you parked, I want to talk about your business really fast. Hola, Bella, I miss you.
Hello, hello.
So really quick, Catalina is one of my fellow 10X EXP queens. Very, very excited. We are both in the Elena Cardone organization, and she has transitioned her team into the commission multiplier team. And I'm really excited because she has really led the space in some of her crypto conversations. She had a crypto event as well. And so talk to me, love. And her and I really connected because we were both running in the multifamily space, mine with active duty passive income and all of the education that I do there. Catalina is in the same educational space as well, helping her clients with multifamily opportunities, both in residential and commercial. And dude, she's expanding in so many other verticals. So let's talk about that. Talk to me about all the different verticals that you have really taken your real estate business and your real estate team, and the opportunities that you've created for your agents and how they're able to generate different commissions from different streams through your team.
Absolutely. Thank you, Vanessa, and thank you everybody that has participated in the panel. This is great. Let me start by saying I want to partake on what Alvaro was saying, what Natalia was saying. I think in order for us as a real estate agent and investors ourselves, the biggest opportunity to enhance or the biggest chance we should take to enhance the opportunity for blockchain users in the real estate industry is to stop attending to explain the technology, because it can get so complex. It can get so complex at times for our clients as well as new users to understand, and instead describe the benefits. Sell shares on your deals, execute contracts digitally, exchange information as we already do, but do it faster, cheaper, in a more secure way than ever. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I will say that's one of the biggest opportunities right now, and for us to take insights into the real estate arena and be perfectly positioned to capitalize and leverage on what will inevitably be a next generation revolution to hit our real estate industry. So it is part of our responsibility into our benefit to educate ourselves, educate our teams, educate our colleagues. At the same time, we educating our buyers and sellers. I have a lot of sellers hesitant about accepting Bitcoin payments, right? But why are they hesitant? Because they don't know the spectrum. So obviously everybody will be afraid or will be doubtful of the idea, right? So you first had to lay out the benefits if they attempt to explain the industry and the opportunity gets too complicated, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then everything is started in my case with the blockchain and the change in real estate investing. The wise cryptocurrency investors want to leverage their holdings and diversify them at the same time with real estate, which is the perfect vehicle. Because
especially if it's a diversified one where we sit in multifamily, so it kind of gives them that twofold diversification.
Correct. Yes. Mm-hmm. For instance, we're talking about Bitcoin and real estate assets couldn't be more different. One is digital and the other one is physical. One is new, the other, or fairly new. The other one has existed since the beginning of our civilization, right? But the most important similarities on between the two is the limits on supply and the growing demand for both. So that's where we need to focus and capitalize on. That's why proper education for both parties is so important, right? All these newly crypto millionaires are looking for a place to put their wealth that can provide them passive income as well. And I will repeat this over and over. Real estate is the vehicle for capital appreciation, right? That alleviates the effects of inflation. So a lot of, let's say, the crypto holders that don't want to trade because of the pricing. I had a contract not too long ago. I was able to finally educate my seller on accepting the
cryptocurrency.
Correct. Once I was able to explain for him to better understand, and he was in, right?
And you know what's so funny is that I always look at the advantage of the one that is the advantage is always with the one that is accepting the crypto, because they're the ones that are first of all selling they're trading their asset, whatever it is, whether they're we've seen. I was just talking to Alex the other day, and they're like stores are selling stuff, just stuff, right? So they're selling something at a premium, exchanging it for a coin that has also appreciation value. So really the person that is accepting the coin is really in the leveraged position, in my opinion.
Well, and that's especially, for instance, this particular seller was worried about how volatile crypto was behaving during those weeks that we were doing the negotiation. So we got together, buyer, seller, and I said, well, let's go under contract, but we're going to contract at today's price, because that's where my seller was comfortable. So we contract at today's price, even though we are going to close XY amount of days from now. So you are secure, you know at what price you are accepting the crypto, and then my buyer knows exactly how much he's gonna pay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So both
you can create a win-win situation.
Correct, but that's on us to have the proper information to be able to make this transition as easy as possible for both ends.
Absolutely. And, you know, I love that you brought it to that, because our negotiation skills are going to change as realtors. Our ability to speak this language, to know the market, to be able to make just exchanges. And when I mean just, I mean like even exchanges for the currency against the asset, you know, so that way we don't have any complications on the legal end of these transactions, is really going to be such a higher level of responsibility as we navigate these waters and we move into this space. And really,
well, and not only that, Vanessa, but we now can use blockchain technology to own a fraction of a property.
Yes, and you know
and
what?
The transaction can be completed within 5 minutes. So obviously, not only our negotiation strategies and techniques have to evolve and change, but so is acquisition power, so is acquisition techniques.
Absolutely. And
because now we're gonna go into fractionalization and tokenization.
Right. And speaking of this, I'll have you and Alex go back and forth on this now, because this is and for everyone that has joined, just FYI, there was a bit of an admin hiccup. We've been on this conversation now for an hour and 11 minutes. So for those of you that just jumped on in the middle, we had Hofit, we had Alvaro, Hofit talking about the metaverse and all the different technologies that are bringing on marketing. I'm going to reset the conversation really fast for those that have joined. We've had quite a few people join. We had Alvaro Nunez, who is a Florida real estate luxury realtor, talking about all of the different positions that you can take with digital real estate on the metaverse, as well as how he has brought that into his business as well. And then we had Propy, which is a digital platform. We had Piper Moretti talk about how she has used Propy in her real estate business, and then also now talking with Catalina. And I want to, because you and Alex have kind of been in the same space, and I'm so close to both of you guys. So I've really enjoyed watching how you guys have evolved the technologies in both of your businesses, both how you have had to learn it. First of all, I mean, to the realtors that are jumping in and learning it, I mean, people are transacting in this space, whether you like it or not. Yeah, so I have the YouTube channel, Jake Fry just mentioned to everybody. It will be available on the YouTube channel. So people are transacting in this space. So for those of you that are wanting to like kind of blind eye, push yourself out of this industry, you're really cutting yourself out to a very growing segment of the market. So making yourself the leader and learning this space is really going to be a value to you as an agent. You're welcome to reach out to me. You guys know me as a very regular moderator on this channel, as well. Vanessa Noble, we have Alvaro, who said, please feel free to reach out to him on Instagram. Catalina Restrepo, I want to make sure you guys have everybody's name, and because we are also live, and I have some Facebook comments here that I'm trying to keep up with as well, that my team is plugging in here.
Vanessa, superwoman, you can handle it all. Come on.
I just want to make sure that everybody's really able to hold this information, because I'm so grateful to really bring this knowledge to this platform, and also to showcase the agents that are really like just diving into this space, because it's an avenue as we look at real estate changing, as we look at technology changing. For the realtors that have the courage enough to jump into this space and negotiate here and lead here and create here, you guys have a huge opportunity for your life, for your business, for your platforms, and for your future. So I really want to make sure that everybody's getting the most amount of value as possible. And
100%. And Vanessa, just wanted to touch base quickly, because I saw Jake added the link. So please, everybody that is tuning in right now, go check it out, because we had some great panelists prior to this that talk about amazing things happening in real estate.
So much value in this conversation. It's been mind blowing.
Amazing. No, and I love it. And I was a bit disappointed about this hiccup, because a lot of the information that we were sharing is so valuable. So everybody that is joining in right now, to make sure that go into the link that Jake shared, because I have to bounce out. And as I said, it was such a big pleasure being here, and what everybody's saying is so much valuable. So thank you all. Alejandro, you and I have a conversation pending, my friend. So come on. Hasta pronto, okay?
I know. I put people together and I don't know what happens. Sometimes I'm just like, no. But
Vanessa, you do phenomenal.
It was the holiday, and it was on the other side of the world. And for the record, even though we have our webinar, our webinar guests as well, we are actually live on our larger platform as well. So people are consuming it live via our Facebook group that has our 150,000 members there, as well as the webinar participants. So for everybody, our YouTube channel will have this conversation. We're going to be breaking down this conversation to deliver it in very consumable content, so that you can really get ahead of this education and learn and meet really the faces of people that you have the opportunity to partner with, that you want to learn from. You want to learn from Catalina, from Alvaro, from Hofit. And for those of you, Hofit's not on right now, but Hofit, she's the Forbes Influencer of the Year for 2021. She is a supermodel. She has such an incredible platform, and an incredible businesswoman, and one of the most humble humans that I've ever met. So she's also Alvaro's girlfriend. So that's also a plus. So yes, definitely follow her on her social media. She really is sharing, as she talked about today, she's sitting with the royal family in Dubai, working on some huge metaverse projects. So when you follow her stories, that's one way that you'll be able to consume some of this, your exposure to this information and this knowledge, so that you can really start to learn and pace yourself in learning. And going back to what Catalina was talking about with fractionalized ownership, Alejandro, you were talking about that to me as well. And Catalina, what I want you to go back and forth on between the both of you is how that has created commission opportunities for your agents, other opportunities for cash flow and earning, as well as Alejandro. So Alex, talk to me a little bit about the development projects that you have brought forward, and what your ideas are for what you're doing with your metaverse projects, NFTs, and real estate.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Are you ready? Okay, perfect. So first of all, Happy New Year's too. Straight down from Mexico. A big hug to everyone that is connected right now. It's really exciting for me to share a little bit of what we're doing. It has been an amazing journey to understand a little bit about this new world. This crypto world has been game changer for the real estate industry. I mean, if you guys think that this is new for United States, imagine how new for Mexico. I mean, this is like, coming straight from the oven. This is really, really brand new. So first of all, I just want to lay down some bases. And Vanessa, the thing is that I really feel that crypto world and real estate industry are really similar. Because the main factors of a real estate industry, first of all, is location. You know what they say, location, and sometimes it's really similar to the crypto world, because you gotta find the right projects. That's why they were talking about the metaverse, and they were talking that there are many projects. It's the same thing in the real estate industry. You gotta find the right project or the right location. It's the same energy that you gotta put.
That software versus construction.
Yeah, it's the same. And one thing that is really important, to give to your audience is that it's not cryptocurrency, it's a crypto asset, because an asset appreciates over time. So right now we're heading to maybe some inflation because of the printing of so much money. And the difference between an asset and in this case, a fiat currency, it's limited. It's not infinite. And it's the same with real estate. I mean, there's a really good phrase that I love that it says, buy real estate. They don't do that anymore. And it's the same thing with crypto, in this case with Bitcoin. So there's just a certain amount of coins that are gonna be, mined. So it is limited. So that's why it's an asset. That's why it's getting priced. It's getting more valuable over time. So real estate industry and crypto world has a lot of similarities. I love what Hofit said about the community too. So this kind of technology is bringing people together, and that's why it has so much power. So imagine when it all started with Facebook, that was like the first, well, not the first platform.
MySpace.
It was not the first, but it was like the biggest, like the one that really, that really got the attention. So it changed the world and how we communicate, how we can interact, with each other. So I think that is happening the same thing with crypto. The thing is that I really feel that it's really similar than real estate. It's just another tool. And as Alvaro was saying, the characteristics that make this tool so powerful, first of all, is that it's really fast. Real estate transactions, even in Mexico, they can take up to 1 month, 2 months. And with this technology, you can do it in a second. And that's it. And with a smart contract that we were talking about, it's really simple, to get everything done in a programming session. And you have everything written down in 1 minute. So time, first of all, it's really time saving. Second of all, it's really secure because it's written on the blockchain. So for example, in Mexico, you were talking about that we have some, let's call it certain issues. So right now with this technology, we are avoiding those kind of issues because everything is written down in the technology. So there's many things that can be done with this new technology and what we're doing right now. I mean, talking about Mexico, that is a really different market that from the United States, is that we are decentralizing the real estate. So what is happening? So as we were talking, the thing is that not everyone can access real estate, because of credit or because you don't have the how do you call it? ¿Cómo se dice el crédito?
The credit. Your credit.
Yeah, you don't have the credit. You don't have like the possibility to get. So what is happening right now? Yeah, you don't have the capital right now. So right now, what is happening is that properties are being tokenized. So you can have or you can own a small piece of the property, you know, and you can receive, you know, money from that property. If that property is being rented or you're doing something with the property that give cash flow, you can participate in that part of the business in the amount of money that you have. So this opens to a completely new opportunity, because I mean, real estate is real estate in here in China. So for example, if you want to invest, let's say in Tulum, that we're about to launch a project over there, and you didn't have the cash to buy it in the whole, you can buy it on a small fraction and have like the benefits of having this investment in a piece of real estate and have cash flow from the rents of the property. So, and that will be all written in a smart contract. So every month, you know, the first of the month, you don't have to do nothing and we don't have to do nothing, because our wallets will be connected, and the money will, I mean, the cryptocurrency or the crypto asset will be transferred immediately to your crypto wallet. So that's something that will blow and will change how real estate is done, not only in Mexico or the United States, but in the whole world. So
And really quick, Alex, because I want to go back to what Catalina was saying. Kat, are you there? I know you're on the go.
Yes, I'm here.
So talk about like, because the concept that Alex was talking about is kind of hard for a lot of people to consume. Sorry, there's a couple of questions there. So when you're looking at how people are fractionalizing and tokenizing real estate today in the US, what are you seeing as how that is actually materializing for us?
So it's not very different than the way we are operating in real estate right now. The only difference fractionalization of properties that otherwise would be
Is there music in your background? Where's the music coming from? Okay. I'm like, I hear a lot of, okay.
Oh my God.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Kat.
I was saying that now fractionalization makes acquisitions that otherwise will be inaccessible purchases for many a reality. So now we all have to be thinking in a very full transformative way. Our way of thinking is
like syndications. Is that what we're talking, like almost like a syndication, but not a syndication? Is that what you're saying?
So it's depending on what perspective we're looking at. If it's from the buyer's standpoint, now this buyer can own a fraction of a property and he's going to be told how many tokens that's going to cost them. Versus if we're talking about syndications, then depending on the model of syndications that you have, I will say very similar to what Grant Cardone does with his funds for investments in multifamily. It's pretty much the same, but we are using cryptocurrency in a crypto space. So the acquisitions are being done through that method. But it's very much similar. It's just that the tokenization and fractionalization are opening the opportunity for a very more larger market.
So when we take an asset, for example, I mean, that's going to be lucrative when we look at like a multifamily building, right? That actually generates cash flow, generates, equity position, et cetera. So we're looking at something that is actually generating income. And now we're distributing that against the value of the token shares that this person, has. Is that what we're saying? Correct.
Yes. For instance, another way that investors and crypto holders are diversifying their currency and stabilizing it at a level 2 is they go, we're talking about centralized and decentralized, right? So a lot of these crypto holders are leveraging their crypto by getting paid by taking loans on their crypto.
Right.
And investing in multifamily real estate, the cash flow and passive income that these properties are giving these investors every month is what's covering, quote unquote, the loan that's taken on their cryptocurrency. So it's a win-win to this particular buyer, this particular investor, because they are making money in multiple ways.
So they're taking their crypto. They are using some of the lenders that we know that'll fund against their crypto coin. And then they are investing that into, so they're leveraging that, investing it into cash flowing real estate. So they're
Correct.
positioning their,
But not forget that as many companies, a lot of lenders, you can actually get paid by acquiring a loan on your crypto.
right. And that reminds me of something that Alex is doing, right, Alex? So we're talking about, like, Alex has there's a lot of music in the background.
Puedes poner pausa la música, güey. Ready. I'm sorry. The trading team here has the whole party.
So speaking of the trading team, so we're talking about funding against your crypto and how in a typical conventional loan, people are, you know, doing that. But Catalina was talking about a way that people get paid leveraging their crypto. There's a couple of different models for that. And Alex, one of yours is through the trading team that you're there with, that you take people's crypto and capital and you're able to invest it to create a return for people.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's because the thing is that right now there are two types of loans that you can get for your money. I mean, what we do right here is that we invest in crypto, we invest in gold, we invest in a lot of assets. And I mean, we do it every day. And the other thing is that right now there are platforms that they can borrow you money for your crypto. That is DeFi technology, that are financial services for crypto markets. So there's a lot of things that you can do. Right now, what we do is that we use the money to develop real estate projects, but we use the money to invest in cryptocurrencies and to invest in our portfolios. Because we know the return that they can give us in crypto is a lot more higher than sometimes in real estate. Real estate is more conservative, but crypto world, even though it's more volatile, it can give you more, more profit, let's say,
Right. And so, okay, now I'm I don't have a direction. Catalina, Alex, what do you feel like realtors today? And what I really wanted to get at is how this is becoming a better commission industry for realtors. I don't know if either of you want to take that question. Because I know, Catalina, that's the name of your team, is the commission multiplier team. How that is turning into more revenue for realtors, the opportunity for real estate professionals, how they're able to diversify the different opportunities to create more flows of their income and more verticals in their business. Catalina, can you explain maybe some of the verticals that you've taken in your business?
So for instance, with the way we have seen the real estate market in South Florida behave, there is a lot of lack of inventory, the price increases, and so on. So being able to educate your crypto buyer into leveraging their crypto without trading their crypto, they can still secure real estate. That's one. So you opening another channel for a new deal. Educating your seller to accept crypto as a form of payment, and explain to him and make him aware that even though it's a new terminology in way of doing business, is very secure. And what I was explaining to you later, that they can understand fully how their profits are going to be paid and so on, right? So that's opening a second channel of negotiation and deals for you, right? But most importantly too, because I am now established as this crypto agent that can educate both ends of the deal, now I bring more value to the table to my clients on both ends, buyer or seller or investor, because I'm able to educate every party in the transaction, give them their best scenario. So it's a win-win for everybody. So if I guarantee you as my crypto client that I'm gonna secure a crypto seller for you, that comes with a price, because my colleagues not necessarily are doing the same thing I'm doing, and vice versa. So now it's a third channel that I'm opening for my deals and for my commissions. So while my clients leverage their crypto, I'm multiplying my commission by the added value that I'm bringing to the table.
Right.
And there's something
Now
really,
you're a specialist in crypto financial advising, not just let me help you buy a piece of property.
Well, let's put that in the fine print.
yeah, and that's something really interesting, Vanessa, is that thing is that we're talking about there are coming many crypto millionaires right now, and they want to invest in something. So many of them, they don't want to keep holding their crypto assets. So there's a really, really big market that is looking for real estate properties. And it's really important right now to educate and to realize the opportunity commission wise, just to understand the market, how it's transacted, and the benefits. My research team and I mean, we're all the days we're collecting data about many crypto assets that we invest in. And did you know that Bitcoin for the last 10 years has been raising up to 100% each year? So if you do an operation on Bitcoin, let's say that way, and you keep the Bitcoin and you say sell a house for, I don't know, $500,000, and you keep 5 Bitcoins, let's say that way, maybe in 1 year or so, there will be like twice the money that you were receiving. So with that information, you can educate your customer, and you can, tell them what's the benefit for them to sell in that kind of currency. And I mean, that's something really special. And also with the thing of,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to add to what Alejandro is saying is and it's so obvious to the naked eye, right? Why inflation is going to be here for a while. So cryptocurrency investors that are aware of the inflation caused by the continual currency printing, they prefer not to keep such profits in cash. Therefore, many investors are buying income producing assets. And with that cash, like I said, the cash flow, with the cash flow that they will receive, they will buy more crypto. So now they are able to leverage. Now they're not buying crypto out of pocket. The crypto is being paid by the properties that they are leveraging. So it's very obvious to the naked eye. Once you put the main topics on the table, the question is now, why? Is why not? How come not taking full advantage of this on both ends, from the real estate agent standpoint and from the crypto holder as well?
Absolutely.
And with the tokenized, Vanessa, I mean, it's commission wise, it's really something that it can be really attractive, because sometimes I mean, in this case, you don't have to sell the whole property. You can sell a quarter of a property one day, 1/3 of the property in the next day, and you can sell it in fractions, and you can receive commission for each part of the property
transaction.
Yeah, and I mean, and this expands to the whole world, because, for example, if I want to invest in Florida and I don't have the credit, let's say it that way, but I have like the crypto, I can do it that way. I can buy in a small piece of the property, and again, capitalize with this cash flow and buy more crypto and make that again and again and again. So it's like a virtuous cycle. See, círculo virtuoso. Yeah. Thing. Yeah. Yeah, that thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, I love it. And really quick, I want to get to some questions, since for those of you that are on and are just joining us on LabCoatAgents, We actually started about an hour and 37 minutes ago now. So we're going to be wrapping this up here because we had a little admin hairs crossed with the time that we were on, but it actually gave us a longer conversation, which has been really, really awesome. For those of you that missed our first 3, 4, 5 panelists, we had Hofit, Golan, Alvaro, Nunez, just incredible information to break down what the metaverse is, how it's operating, how it's developing, a lot of concepts for you to really be able to understand it, and then how to bridge that into the real estate world, how the different ways that we're looking at metaverse projects and real estate projects and bringing them together, and the value of actually selling on the metaverse and learning the skill to do that, how to close transactions. We had PropyInc and we had Piper Moretti, who is an EXP realtor, who also works with Propy, has used that software, and they actually have a certificate for learning how to work with blockchain transactions. That has been incredibly valuable. And then we have Alex and Catalina talking about how they've applied it in both of their markets in 2 different countries, the different verticals that they have in their team. So it has been a crazy amount of knowledge for anybody that has, we will have this on our YouTube channel. So we're posting it here. We will send out a replay. So very, very excited for all of your guys' time, and grateful for all your time and excited for this conversation. We have 2, okay, how to get the tokens to utilize. I want to believe that might have been a question for Propy. Propy has tokens for people to own the platform. That is, for anybody that wants the links to all of the panelists today, you can email me at vanessa@success.com. That's going to be the best email. It's my cleanest email that I can probably get you guys directed to any of the panelists with any of the links to any of the information that you need. Feel free to email me, vanessa@success.com. And then the protocol, let's see. Okay, I think, sorry, there's just a lot of questions. I want to make sure we catch all of them. Are you, oh, that's Claudia. Okay, so yes, so I'll leave it to you guys. You guys have the floor. What do you guys want to wrap up with? How to contact you, what they can learn from you, where they should go. Somebody asked, what are the biggest learning resources? Alex, I know you've had some books, so spill it. Well, yours are in Spanish.
Yeah, I have just in Spanish material, but yeah, you can contact me if you want to learn a little bit more. I would be glad to share. If you want to invest in Mexico, if you want to invest in crypto, if you want to learn how to invest, we will open everything for you. I will give you a tour in Chihuahua once you come visit. Right now, we're doing all the work right here, and we'll be gladly to help you out, and just reach out.
Awesome. Yeah, for those of you, like I said, feel free to email me, vanessa@success.com, and I'll make sure to give you guys everybody's deets.
Vanessa, and I just put in the chat, anybody that wants to get crypto certification, educated with crypto, mostly onto crypto and real estate, and how, be able to educate their clients and gain the knowledge to be involved in these transactions, they can reach out to me directly. We have a coaching program that everybody can sign up for, and any questions that I can answer one-on-one, they can reach out to me directly, and I can see, because a lot of us think, oh, well, this is the information that I need. Reality is, once I assess everybody and we have a one-on-one conversation, I will be able to guide them better, where to start, where to begin. So once they come in with the end in mind,
level is going to be
correct.
Yeah, and everybody, depending on what part of this world you want to play in, you want to focus on something specific. And Catalina, do you have besides the Propy certificate, do you have another crypto certificate that you have access to or advertising?
Correct. Yeah. So we have coaching for crypto into real estate. And with that, you can get certified.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. That's amazing. And so, yeah, for those of you that are looking to connect, feel free to shoot me a DM, a message. I'll make sure you guys get everybody's contact information. And no, this is the longest LCA conversation that I have had. Holy cow. It's been like information packed. So it's even hard to close it. We will be launching this as a series. We will be taking a lot of our panelists and breaking down their businesses here. So over the next 12 months and as technology evolves. So I'm really excited to host this LCA crypto conversations with you. So you guys stay tuned for our next panel of professionals. And I really look forward to just bringing you guys the best and the biggest minds in this space so that we can learn from. So thanks, guys. Thanks. And we'll definitely post all the rest of the links.
And I just want to tell you one more thing for you and your audience. That the other thing that crypto world has similarity of the real estate world is the timing. So right now is the correct timing. So if you're about to enter the world, this is the correct timing. This is right now a blue ocean, and there's a lot of opportunities. So if you're if you're planning of getting in, this is the right time, because if you wait a little bit longer, maybe it won't be the opportunity that is right now. So you got to take action and do it right now.
But we all know that crypto is here to stay, and so is real estate. So yeah, the sooner you get in, the better. For those who want to get into fractionalization, tokenization, I have an amazing project in Tulum that you can access through crypto as well. So anybody that want any more information, my information is on the chat.
Yes, and we have a huge audience as well on our Facebook. So again, you guys can email me, vanessa@success.com, and I'll make sure whoever you guys are looking for, I'll get you in contact.
Okay, that's
All
good.
Right, guys.
See you then. See you then.
Bless you.
Have an amazing. Cheers from Mexico. Come to visit us. Bye-bye.
Guys.